Greetings, family. Welcome. This is Dr. Kia Pruitt. Welcome to the Dr. Kia Pruitt Show. We'll be on in just a few minutes with our special guest, Brother Ishmael Pruitt, who's going to talk about how to heal the world, creating humanitarian projects and other projects such as nonprofit organizations, and what you and I can do to help alleviate human suffering. Family, you don't have to wait till the currencies revalue. You don't have to wait till trillions of dollars are injected into the global economy. You can help humanity now. So check on in, family. Let us know where you're hailing from, and we'll get started in just a few minutes. Come on in, family. It's a pleasure seeing you all. The music. See, we have some new members. I'm so excited about that. Welcome, new members. Welcome to the Soul Tribe. Enjoy the music, family. Come on in, check in.
Ancient scriptures and bloodlines she knows, spreading truth wherever she goes. Soul Tribe rising, hear her call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia shows the way to a brighter, freer day.
Y'all know this is my jam.
Through her channel, knowledge flows, breaking chains that hold us close, teaching paths to abundance and wealth, guiding others to free themselves. Soul Tribe rising, hear her call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia shows the way to a brighter, freer day.
I see you, Dutchess, New York. Come on in. Here's my park right here.
Cease to investments divine. She's helping her tribe to realign with wisdom, ancient and new, showing what we all can do. Soul Tribe rising, hear her call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia shows the way to a brighter, freer day. Soul Tribe rising, hear her call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia lights the way to a new and brighter day.
All right, Soul Tribe, come on in the room. Come on in the room, family. Hit that like button as you enter the room. It's so good to see everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Somebody says they're enjoying this song, High Wire Hanger. Yes. Oh, and we appreciate you, Sacred, for the jewels. Creator bless you. Good evening, grand rising, joyous rising, happy rising, rich rising, wealthy rising. Good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending upon where you're hailing from. Listen, family, you all know that Miss Janine, Sister Janine, is in the chat here, ready to get things started. She said, make sure you all hit that like button, and she wants me to call. I was supposed to call you. Girl, I'm so sorry, Sister Janine, but she's going to ask you all to make sure you hit that like button, and she's telling me I need to call her. She must have some good news for me. I knew she would say it. Hit that like button as you enter the chat. Our sister, Janine, has been with us for over 5 years as our chat moderator. So let's give her a shout out and let her know how much you appreciate her. Hi, family. I see you chiming in from all over the world. The Reverend Doctor's in the house. Reverend, email me at kiapruitt@gmail.com. I feel like you have a message for the Soul Tribe, and I would love to hear it. Greetings, family. Almost 100 people in the chat. Come on in. We'll have so many more people join us as we continue in the show. Like this video, share the video, family, and let the Soul family know how we can heal the world. Again, we don't have to be rich. You don't have to be wealthy or wait till some big event happens to help humanity. So we're going to talk to somebody today that's going to show us just what we're talking about. So let me go on and tell you what we're talking about. Today we have a fine young man by the name of Ishmael Pruitt. Ishmael Pruitt, this is his motto. He believes that meaningful social change begins with the education and empowerment of young people. Currently, he mentors young people in Northern and Southern California, from which he hails. He's a proud alumnus of California State University, Sacramento, where he earned his Bachelor's of Science degree in criminal justice. And also, he has a master's degree in student development higher education, where he graduated from California State University. Mr. Pruitt says that throughout his personal journey and professional experience, he has worked with both young people and older people, K through 12 in higher education. And something that's not in his bio is that he's also worked with adults, feeding the hungry and the homeless over an expansive amount of time, nearly over a decade. Ishmael Pruitt has developed a deep understanding of the systems that shape student success. And this is his background, helping to mentor young people. But you can listen to his testimony about how he's helped heal the world in his certain neck of the woods, and how you can utilize what he's done as inspiration to fund your humanitarian projects, or maybe even to help you generate ideas for your humanitarian projects. He has supported organizational growth and student development and engagement within higher education institutions, including L.A. Harbor College and California State University. Long Beach, California is where he hails, where he served as a student affairs professional focused on leadership, development, and student support. Where else have we heard that word leadership? Ishmael Pruitt is the son of Timothy Pruitt, the gentleman I had on my show the other day to talk about the importance of fathers in the family as it relates to building family, wealth, and legacy. Ishmael Pruitt studied leadership just like his dad. He is also the co-founder and chief executive officer of Project Optimism Incorporated, which is a California-based nonprofit that provides educational equity and consulting. He's also a consultant, a paid consultant who you may want to employ, or you might want to tap into for how you can develop your nonprofit or humanitarian project. Mr. Pruitt works with K college mentorship programs and community engagement initiatives designs. Before I bring up Mr. Pruitt, I want to show you something that he sent to me that I thought was beautiful, family. This is something that talks a little bit about the work that he does. So let me go ahead and bring that up, and we'll bring him up. These are young people that he works with in Project Optimism. You'll get to see how they really love and support their mentor. So pay attention, and then we'll bring them right on. Here it is.
My name is Jamal. My name is Dylan. My name is Denzel.
Hi, my name is Emma.
My name is Savannah.
Aiden.
My name is Ryan. I'm a part of this whole PO thing, and I really love it a lot.
Sorry.
You can be yourself. They teach you how to get better grades.
I went from D's and F's to A's and B's.
I'm more outgoing now. I can talk to people because before I was a real shy person, but now I feel like I'm able to go up to somebody and tell them that they look nice or just start a conversation with somebody.
If you have social anxiety, it can help you with communicating with like teachers if you're nervous.
Every day you have the opportunity to learn. Every day you have the opportunity to teach someone something.
The best lesson I learned is that you can't always be respected. You got to earn your respect.
You have to give back to give back.
If people treat you unfairly, if you do get mad, don't say your mean actions to other people that didn't do anything to you.
The kids have so much energy. You just have to have a different approach. You have to give the kids the positionality so they can shine and be bright.
Hi everyone, I'm Tyann and I'm a youth mentor. So what is POMS? POMS, it stands for Project Optimism Mentoring Sessions. You get to learn about yourself. Students have been able to really just grow into who they are.
Project Optimism represents community itself. And so the heart of it is the community, and everyone and anything is welcome.
They're very supportive. They're always there for you, no matter what.
If you're feeling down, just talk to them, to your mentors.
Everybody goes through stuff. We can help one another rather than tear each other down.
You always have to be yourself when things get tough like that, or you always have to stay strong and stand tall.
Don't give up. It's going to reflect on you when you want to do bigger things in life.
I would say you could try it out first, but you gotta keep coming to see how good it is.
Just take the first step because it might seem the hardest, but it's really the easiest step. Just put yourself out there.
You only live once and you need to try new things.
Join Project Optimism mentoring sessions. You never know what can come your way, who you meet, the relationships you build, and stay optimistic.
Sometimes they bring you good chips, like
Food
snacks or Oreos. The snacks is free. You don't have to pay for anything.
No, they still gotta pay for it.
We don't.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Go PO!
Oh my gosh, wasn't that beautiful? I see you in the chat. Somebody say, I love this so much. I love it too. Without the young people, family, where will we go? The young people are our future. Family, without any further ado, allow me to introduce to some and present to others none other than my nephew, Ishmael Devon Pruitt. Come on in, Ishmael. Hey, nephew.
That was good. I appreciate that. That's love.
You're welcome. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. It's
You're
been a
welcome.
journey, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes like you got to be hard headed as a child, and you figure it out in your journey. I'm proud of the man I became today, or I am today, and now I have a 2-year-old, and I'm gonna be supporting him, and hopefully he becomes a philanthropist as well.
So what got you into this whole concept of humanitarianism and philanthropy? Because you started out in criminal justice. Tell us about that journey.
Yeah. So I think the first thing is just having conversations with my peers at an early age in elementary school, middle school, and seeing the privileges that I was awarded by the reality that my dad was able to offer, and resources he provided me. And for me, I kind of dealt with like this level of like survivor's guilt, if you will, of feeling like, okay, I was blessed to receive this support, but what am I going to do with it? Am I just going to go and be wealthy and live my life? Or how can I take that resource and education back to support young people? And that's what I decided to do. So when I actually just chose my career in criminal justice, it was actually to be a juvenile probation officer. And my goal was to reduce recidivism and better engage young people who are part of the justice system. My grandfather, unfortunately, was a part of it, and family members from other sides of my family were a part of the system. And I'm like, what was happening that was leading my family to this path? And so for me, I wanted to do something about it. So when I got my degree in criminal justice, or as I was pursuing my degree, I started to understand that the criminal justice system was set up to do exactly what it's doing today. And so the system doesn't necessarily have too many flaws if you think about the initial intent, but it's what is the pipeline, what is contributing to young people going down this path. And what I learned was it was experiences in education. And so I wanted to be proactive to figure out how I can get to the root of these challenges. And doing that research, I realized that a lot of young people were disconnected from the school environment. They were
Wow.
not listened to at home. They're not listened to by the teacher. And so when a young person comes to a school, they have all these different identities and experiences that they're expected to shut down and just show up as a student, and not the young Black, queer, questioning, single parent home, foster youth, all those different things impact that young person who might just have
Mhm.
an outburst. And so having that context, I couldn't just allow it to be, because
Mm.
those things being unaddressed is what's leading to young people engage in risky behavior, from criminal to drug use, substance use, and other different behaviors that I don't think is appropriate for our young people.
Mhm.
And then if I can even add, I actually was academically disqualified my first year from Sacramento State. And the first class I took when I came back was a service learning class that required me to be a mentor at a high school. And so when I'm thinking I
Mhm.
was going to go in to be a mentor, I'm going to influence all these kids and I was going to be the coolest mentor, which was kind of true. But what happened was they held me accountable. These young people
Mm.
from freshmen and seniors were like, well, are you applying what you're telling us to do? And it had required me to look inward, and I started to become transformed through that experience. And so
Wow.
not only do I care about giving back, I care about creating opportunities and pathways for young adults to be able to engage in philanthropic work and serve their community. And that's how Project Optimism got its roots.
Wow. Wow. That's quite impressive. And somebody in the comment section saying they're extremely proud of you, this young man.
Thank you.
You mentioned, you welcome that, you had family members that were a part of the criminal justice system. You know who this
Mhm.
guy is.
Yeah. Yeah.
This guy is my father and Ishmael's grandfather, who fell into some hard times or made some unfortunately bad decisions that landed him in the criminal justice system. And so a part of our family said, we're not gonna be a part of that. And one of those people, other than you, that made that decision was this gentleman right here. You know who this guy is, right here.
Yeah.
Can you see that? Could you see that?
Yeah, I can. Yeah. That's a good guy.
That guy right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's your dad. He was in a criminal justice um, profession, and I imagine that he had some influence on you going in there as well,
Sure.
or no? Yeah.
Absolutely. No, he definitely he gave me an option of what it could look like. So I believe
Mm,
that young people are a product of what they see and they experience. And
okay.
so my dad being in law enforcement, ex-military, his peers working in law enforcement or adjacent type of work, it gave me a lens. But because I wanted to help the people, I wanted to be more specific, not so much. I think my dad worked on like the medical side. He was a correction officer. I wasn't really interested in that. I wanted to work with
Mm,
the actual person. I want to understand their minds, why they think the way they think, why they
mm,
do the things that they do to correct their behaviors. And that's actually, initially I wanted to go on social work, and then back in the day, they was like, well, social workers don't get no money. So I was like, okay, I gotta figure something out. And so
mm,
what I get to do now at Project Optimism is actually a merger of all the dreams that I had as a young
mm,
person. I wanted to address the justice system, so I get to work with law enforcement agencies, police chiefs to create system change and inform how we better serve young boys of color proactively. I get to do the social work type of work
mm,
where we're connecting families and children to different resources to address food insecurity and housing insecurities. And then I get to counsel
mm,
them directly, whether it's me supporting them, which I don't have too much capacity for, but my
mm,
staff get the opportunity to work with the child one-on-one for a full school year, where they get to have weekly sessions, bi-weekly sessions during the school day, which is amazing because a lot of times we push for after school and, excuse
mhm,
me, weekend supports, which are phenomenal and needed. But if the teacher only has the capacity to focus on math or English, who's addressing that social and emotional need or deficit that the young person is experiencing? And with a deficit in wellness coaches and counselors in our school setting, Project Optimism serves as a supplement to be able to provide that continuity of care to those young people. So all those three
oh.
things I get to embody in my own organization as Project Optimism.
And I've noticed that your foundation or your nonprofit organization has evolved because
Mhm.
about 2017 and probably even earlier than that, you were actually feeding the homeless. Can you tell us about that project, feeding the homeless, why you did that and how it evolved?
Yeah. So honestly, I just wanted to give back. I never knew that my job would be leading a nonprofit. It was like a side quest. I thought
Mhm.
I would work instead in law enforcement or like a superintendent of a school or higher education of some sort. But at the time, I didn't have the formal structures to really establish and sustain a formal project or initiative. And so addressing food insecurities was, I felt like, the easiest thing to do. I had
Mm.
access to resources, I had an influence on a group of young people, and there was a clear need in the city of Sacramento. And so we
Mhm.
created this thing called is the Everyone Eats Tour. I eat, we all eat.
Oh, I
And the
love
goal
that.
was to bring food and resources to our community. We rely on these food banks and homeless shelters, but they're struggling
Yeah.
to keep their doors open and just to provide the facility. And so sometimes the food options that they provide may be poor quality, or maybe
Mm.
there's not enough. And so I wanted to add value to the things that were already in place. And the dopest thing about this is, for me, and many people listening may have heard of this, but I'm seeing a trend that people who want to give back philanthropically want to wait until they're wealthy or they're
Mhm.
older and retired. But if you're able-bodied and you have the capacity, that shouldn't stop you from giving back to your community at the present
Mm.
day. And so for me, it was more about planting those seeds with the younger generation. I'm 30, oh shoot, I'm 34 now. But when I initially
They
started this
just had a birthday,
organization,
what? Just had a
yeah,
birthday when? A couple days ago?
July 5th.
July
Yep,
5th.
July
July
5th.
5th. Well,
So
pause right there. Family, he just
yeah,
had a birthday July 5th. He's a guest on our show. If you're enjoying him so far, I see that a lot of you are, then just know that we do have his donation here that you can submit a donation to is at the bottom ticker, and it's also on the screen on the banner. It is Cash App $ISHPRU2. And this is something I do for all my guests. What's interesting
appreciate it.
about this unique guest is he said he's changed his values about, like what money and currency. Now it's about giving to other people. So go ahead. Excuse me for
Yeah.
interrupting
No,
you.
no worries. So I wanted to plant the seed with what we call now transitional age youth, 18 to 26-year-olds. And I
Okay.
want them to see that they have the power to influence their communities and they don't have to wait until they're already established. And
Mm.
so creating that opportunity where people can give back to their community. Not everybody wants to be a teacher or a counselor. Some people want to work in tech or construction or whatever, but they can still give back to those in need and who have fell on hard times. But it also, not only does it give them opportunity, it helps shape their understanding of the privileges and the blessings that they do have. And so when I used to create these opportunities, a lot of people will come to me. It's like, man, I didn't think about how good I had it. Or I'm seeing a family and they have a 2-year-old and they're sleeping in a tent or all
Wow.
these things. So it broadens people's awareness. It
Mhm.
helps practice gratitude for what you do have and just a
Wow.
spirit of giving. And I think as a community, especially post pandemic, we're losing that village mindset, that community mindset, and people are hyper, there's a word for it, but hyper just individualized. They're focused on
Mhm.
themselves. And in times are hard, so I do understand it, but
Mhm.
that community piece is fleeting. And I think we need to kind of get
Mhm.
back to supporting one another regardless and kind of living in a more abundant lifestyle.
Oh, so how does helping someone else actually help your life if you're struggling or if you're, focused on your survival?
Sure. I think it's all about perspective.
Okay.
I think that's what it is. If you have food to eat and it's warmth and a shelter, I think those are the basic needs that we want. And then there's other things that add. People may be familiar with like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and
Mm-hmm.
so folks may not agree completely with that hierarchy, but you start off with your basic needs to survive, and then you go up to essentially a peace of mind and clarity. But if you learn to shift your mindset, you will be more appreciative of those things you have. I think sometimes people don't appreciate and are mindful of what they have access to and are always thinking about what they don't have. And so by you giving back, people are like, oh, shoot, I am blessed to have this extra $5 that I
I love
found in the washing machine that I could give to
that.
somebody who's standing on the corner. Like that is a cyclical process, and I believe that God actually gives back. And so
Oh,
for me personally, I always keep money in my car when I see somebody, a family, or a young person I just want to bless, and I trust that God's going to return that back. And He has through my family being safe, and
yeah.
He has through contracts, He has through a
Mm,
peace of mind, a healthy
mm,
marriage. So I don't think it's all
mm.
about financial, but I think if we have those financial resources that we can give and bless somebody else, will receive a blessing back in a way that we probably weren't expecting that we needed.
You mentioned, very well said. You mentioned Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and you were talking about, basic needs. A lot of people are focused on physiological needs, safety, love, belonging, self-esteem. And then here you were talking about peace of mind, clarity, reaching your maximum human potential, self-actualization. If you help people, or when you help people, you can actually move up this ladder very quickly because
Absolutely.
you start to feel some intrinsic value and self-worth. And then, as you said, you give out energy, that energy is going to come right back to you.
Right back. Absolutely.
Right back. Right back. People
And
in
you
the
don't
chat.
have to give all your financial resources either. Because I have this conversation with people and like, well, I can't donate to whatever it is, but you can certainly give your time. You can definitely
Mm.
donate your time and give extra hands at these homeless shelters or serve as a youth mentor. Because I tell folks, if you are qualified to be a mentor because you've made it through the hardest things in your life. And so
Mm.
those young people probably haven't gone through those quote unquote hardest things of their lives, but because you have made it on the other side, whether that's dealing with bullying in middle school, having your first breakup, parents separating, if you've experienced those
Mm.
things, you can give that wisdom to a young person and inspire them on their journey to keep focused and
Mm.
locked in, because there is a higher rate of depression and suicide ideation and social
Mm.
isolation. And so mentorship is why I chose to pivot to that, is because I want to focus on the human connection. It's not just about feeding someone, which is important. It's not just about paying someone's bills, which is important, but who can that young person connect with to
Mm.
feel this sense of aspiration?
Mm.
And that's why we call it Project Optimism, because we want to plant that seed of hope that there's always something positive to look forward to, and God's going to always bless you if you stay focused on the main thing.
Oh. What is the most impactful thing one of the young people that you mentor has said to you to let you know, hey, I'm doing God's work. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Can you think of something that somebody
Um,
said that just like
I
really?
honestly, nothing specific, but it's more with their actions. With their
Mm.
actions, I get a lot of young people. The average age of my staff, we're about 27 employees. The average age is about 24 years old. A lot of them are fresh out of college. This is
Mm.
their first job. They've been with me for 2 to 5+ years.
Wow.
And they come to me as like an intern. They're volunteering because they're in this
Mm.
tech industry. They want to go into sports psychology, whatever it is. What's most powerful is when they say, Ishmael, I don't want to do that anymore. I actually want to work in nonprofit. I actually want to
Mm.
become an educator. I actually want to become a counselor.
Wow.
And I'm in my office now. I have staff outside, and there's three of them. One of them is actually getting their master's degree in nonprofit management because of the experience that he's had with
Wow.
Project Optimism, where he started as a volunteer like in
Mm.
2021, 2022. And then I gave him a job, and he's continued to build. He's like, hey, I
Mm.
believe in what you're creating. I want to be a part of it. So it's not so much a specific word or a statement, it's their actions of them saying, I
Mm.
want to be able to give myself my time and energy to help somebody create better opportunities for themselves. And we
You
have a
talk.
lot of that.
I see. Yeah, you talk a lot
Yeah.
about staff. So, I mean, you're pretty young. I know you're a
Yeah.
husband, you're a father, you have your master's degree, you've accomplished a lot. You've worked already in higher education. How did you go from doing all those things as a young man to creating a business, a nonprofit with a staff? Like, I mean, just
Yeah.
anything you want to share with us in case
Sheesh.
we're thinking about
For
those
sure.
things themselves.
Honestly, God, when I tell you, when you give, it comes back. And
Mm.
so I think what I'm creating has nothing to do with finances, which I like to make a couple dollars, but
Mhm.
it's more about the more impact that I can make. And I think God has given me a vision that's very clear that
Mm.
I'm doing it to make God proud, make Jesus proud
Mm.
of me and his creation. So to be honest, that is where I get all my energy and
Mm.
focus on, because I have dreams. I'll wake up in the middle of the night with an idea and I write it down, or I send an email to myself, and then I get to see it 4 or 5 months later actualize when I didn't know exactly how it was going to come to life. And that has
Mm.
been the most powerful experience for myself, because these aren't things that I'm like forcing. Sometimes I feel like I'm
Mm.
forcing, but when I'm forcing it, it usually doesn't happen. But when I
Mm.
get that idea, that epiphany, and I put it to action, I'm like, okay, that was God wanting me to be utilized to create something much greater than myself. Now, if I take out the spiritual piece, because everybody's not maybe not on that, I think it's really a snowball effect. I started this organization, the idea of it in 2015,
Wow.
as a college student, as a senior at Sacramento State, not exactly knowing what it was going to be. Like I was saying, I was just taking friends to go feed people or taking friends to
Yeah.
go mentor young people, and I would call it optimism. I didn't know exactly what it is, but this is the Optimism Project. And from there, we created more momentum. Then I was like, okay, well, when I graduate, I want to um, create an actual a program that lives in a summer program that lives on a school campus. So me and my friends, we threw a party, raised about $5,000, and all that money went to the program, from the supplies to the food to giving scholarships to all the mentors. And from there, schools and educators start to catch wind. Like, who are these young Black men creating this organization? I was like, we're not even official. We don't have no tax document. And then we hired an attorney, and an attorney taught us how to become an official, and we got a logo. And so every year, every month, we just continue to add something more and more until 2020, when the pandemic hit. And I was working full time at the university. I had just got my master's degree. Um, and something just told me it was time to go focus 100% on this nonprofit. And I felt like my impact was being stunted working at the university, because I had to deal with bureaucracy and political nature, and I wasn't into that. I just wanted to get to the work and
Yeah.
serve the young people. And so what I would say to anybody listening to this is just start, because just start. You don't know exactly what it's going to become. And transparently, what we started doing initially is not exactly what we're doing today, but I'm proud of where we're at today. And I wouldn't have it any other way.
Wow. I want you to read this comment here, and I'm going to ask you another question. Brother Jerry says, this is kingdom building and the embodiment of this incredible young brother. Like, we're
I appreciate that.
extremely proud of you, Ishmael.
Thank
So let me see what I was going to. Oh, so you built this foundation basically on the idea during the pandemic. Now, that's when most people were struggling. The whole world was shut down. And yet God gave you this idea, or maybe it came from your higher self, that this is the time to help people. And that's
It was it
interesting.
was it was a time to go harder, because everybody was desperate. You seeing Walmart selling out of toilet paper,
Yeah.
and it was craziness, and it was like a crab barrel type of thing. And because we're still a relatively new organization, I said, well, what are we going to do to meet these needs? Babies can't go to school. Nobody has laptops. You know what I'm saying? All these different things. How do we get resources to the community? So we did emergency care kits that we were providing into the community in Long Beach and Sacramento, with COVID masks, COVID tests, a number of different things. And we would just set up a table and promote information to the churches and barbershops, and just say, hey, drive through here. You ain't got to interact with nobody, and just give them the resources. And it just continued to catch wind. And then before you know it, schools are learning, like, hey, you also have a mentorship program. How did we get your program here? And then they started contracting us. And this is all God. Our organization went from about a $15,000 operating budget in 2019 to a $500,000 in 2021.
Wow.
It just grew like instantly. And today, shout out to God, but we're sitting at about a $1.3 million nonprofit annually to continue this work going. So that goes to the staff, who again, intentionally I'm hiring young adults to do this work, giving them scholarships to help with their educational pursuits. And this has been a whole blessing. So again, I say just start somewhere and see where God takes you.
Here's a beautiful young lady in the comment section that gave a heart. Can you see who that is?
Oh yeah, I know her. Yeah. That's the queen.
That's the queen. That's his mom. Hey,
Yeah.
sis. Mwah, 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 mwah. Girl, you did your thing with this one. You know that. Your boys are just phenomenal young men. That's my sister-in-law, Pam, and his mom in the chat. I'm so happy to see her here. Oh, they're really proud of you, Ishmael. Everybody's proud of you. So if somebody said, I want to create a humanitarian project, but I don't know how to create a foundation, do they need to? Let's say they just wanted to know where to start. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So every state has their different laws and regulations, but I'm gonna give you the simplified version.
Okay.
Just start. To start a humanitarian project doesn't mean you need to have the tax deduction, the 501c3, and all those different things. Nothing is stopping you from getting food and passing out some canned goods or collecting stuff from your local church and distributing it. And that's where
Okay.
actually we started. I think a lot of times people focus on the business side of it, like creating the structures and all that, where they lose momentum. That business side,
Oh.
excuse my language, that business shit, it's boring, it's exhausting, and it's very difficult if you don't have the momentum from the impact that you're already making. When you're already making impact and you see the results, you're going to do whatever you need to do to keep that going. And so I have people come to me and say, "Hey, I just got my logo, my website, and all this stuff doing." I'm like, "Well, what y'all do?" And they're like, "Well, we ain't got there yet." So I encourage folks to just start doing it. Give yourself a name, a temporary name, and just start doing the work. And then you want to focus on the marketing of it, because now people want to be able to attach who is consistently doing this work, not just the person, but the name of the entity. Once you create that momentum, now I believe that you should now move into more sustainable structures with getting all the paperwork in place with the IRS and taxes and such. Once you do that, the first step is technically you want to get a board of directors. So that's a committee of people who help inform the integrity of the organization, making sure that what you do is in line with the original vision. What happens a lot of times is people create these organizations and they see different grants and sponsorships and they keep pivoting to just get money to do something. And that's not sustainable, because you can't build your value and your credibility in one lane or two lanes. You're all over the place. And for some people that works, if that's your style, if you just want to be a jack of all trades. But if you're looking to build legacy, which what we're focused on in Project Optimism, this organization is supposed to live beyond me. And I want people to know exactly what we did and what we're going to be doing. So that's why I decided to narrow it down from community fees and homelessness to focusing on youth. Now, we can take the youth to go do homeless fees to keep us still in line, or we can provide food to the families who are dealing with food insecurities of the kids in our program to stay in alignment, but we focus on our young people as the main thing. And so I would probably consider those, that sequence of, again, getting your board of directors to help inform your strategy. Then there's things called bylaws, which is like your governing documents to help inform how things are approved and voted on and decided on. And then from there, you just hustle, whether that's applying for grants, fundraising, asking people to donate to your organization, the tax deductions from that. And then as you scale, and this is where we're actually at, you actually want to eventually learn that your nonprofit should still operate like a for-profit, because from business sense, you get all the tax deductions. So as a nonprofit, any income that comes in, whether I contract with a school for service or another company wants to have our team come do a presentation or workshop, we don't pay taxes on any of those dollars.
Oh, wow.
And so now we can continue to build other sources of revenue and for our organization outside of just relying on grants. Because when you rely on grant funding to sustain your organization, if the grant check doesn't come, because that often happens, especially if you're getting grants from the government, they might say they're going to issue a check on this day, but you might not get paid for 60 to 90 days. So how are you going to pay for your staff in that window of time? So you got to continue to figure out what that looks like. And maybe a school doesn't have the funds because they have budget cuts. So you got to figure out how to continue to provide the work, even if the contract's not there. So you have to learn how to constantly diversify your organization's income to keep the mission going. So I don't have a straightforward answer. That's a lot, but I'm grateful to be able to have been able to figure it out. I'm still figuring it out, and people are actually starting a humanitarian project or nonprofit now. I believe this is actually the perfect time because of what's happening in the economy. It's not going to get too much harder than this compared to the pandemic. And so while I feel so much confident in my organization right now, is because we came up in the pandemic. So I'm viewing this time right now as another version of the pandemic where things are uncertain. I just got to keep my head down and get innovative. So if you can make it right now, you'll actually be fine for the next 5 years until the next whatever happens, unfortunately.
Now you did mention earlier when you and I were talking before the show that you do some consultations. Are you up for people contacting you for consultations on how to start their 501c3 or their nonprofit or their humanitarian project?
Yeah, I am. What I typically would do is I can't even think of a name, but like a initial call just to understand what the needs of the entity is, like a 10 to 15 a discovery call, excuse me. I do a 10 to 15-minute discovery call just to understand the vision and where you're going. And then from there, we map out a plan as far as what supports I can provide or I can outsource to other people. I'm also mindful of my capacity. And so I like to make sure my brand stays crystal clear. So I'm not going to overcommit. I usually undercommit and over deliver the best of my abilities, or I can hand people off to other folks who also do this work. But I am happy to connect with folks to kind of support them on their journey.
Now, would they contact you through your business website, or is there?
I'll probably give them my email. I have another for-profit called Better Days Development Consulting. The website is currently down.
Okay.
And Better Days Development is all about consulting. So I'm hired to go speak to colleges, K-12 institutions, and educators to better engage their youth. Well, I'm talking to the professionals or empower and train the young adults on a number of different topics. And then I have a team of other consultants who do the same thing across California. So if people want to book us from San Diego and I'm not available, then I'll find someone on my team who has availability and capacity. A lot of them are doing workshops, keynote speeches. We've gone across the state. I recently was in Missouri about a year ago. So I've been fortunate enough to go across the state of California into other states to continue to make this impact and spread the message of positivity and hope for our youth.
And what's the name of that consulting firm?
Better Days Development Consulting.
Better Days. And when it comes up, can you send it to me, please?
Absolutely.
Better Days
Yeah,
Development.
we're reworking the website and kind of working on a relaunch of the organization so we can better be ready to support the inquiries that come in.
And what's your email for that, for them to contact you for consultation?
Better Days Speakers at gmail.com. I can put it in the chat.
Yes, please. Better Days with a S, plural, speaker.
Yep.
Okay, I'll look and
plural.
see. Plural. Speakers, both of them, or just let me see if you put it in there.
Both, yeah. Better Days Speakers.
Better Days. Okay. All right, I see. So let me put that in the chat. For consultation, family, you can contact Ishmael Pruitt here. I'll put it in the chat for you. 1 minute, family. I'm gonna put it right here. Okay. Oh, I'm really excited about this because a lot of people that watch the show are in the process of creating humanitarian projects. So having someone they can consult with and someone that can guide them through that process is so important. I'm telling you, a lot of people will need your help. And I know you you're doing the work.
I think I'm happy to support because not a lot of people have built an organization from the ground up. Some people worked in other organizations and then hopped into an already established nonprofit. So I know what it's like to not have a board of directors. I know what it's like to not have funds. I know what it's like to have to pay your staff and not pay yourself. Like I've went through a lot of those different unfortunate realities. And now I'm focused on stability and helping other organizations. So I have 2 clients that I currently work with. One is like a Grammy-nominated music artist, has an organization called Music for Your Mental Health, and I've been helping them build a sustainable structure so that they can better support the young people dealing with mental health issues through music and creativity. So
I love that.
Happy to support.
Family, if you are enjoying this conversation with Ishmael Pruitt, the CEO and founder of Project Optimism, then let us know in the chat. Put me a 1 in the chat, family. Let me know that you're enjoying this gentleman.
Yeah, put it in the chat.
What'd you say?
I was saying, put it in the chat.
Put it in the chat, and not a 1. Put a heart if you can put a 1, fine, but also put some heart emojis. Let him know you appreciate him, family. And if you have any funds that you'd like to donate to this young man for doing an amazing work, you can send him a cash app to $ishpru2, ISHPRU2. too. Do you also have a PayPal? I think you may have sent me a PayPal as well.
So what I sent was the donation page for Project Optimism. Right now,
Okay.
we're running a campaign July through August
Mm-hmm.
called Legacy Optimized 88%, and it's to acknowledge
Okay.
the 88% impact. So we
Mm.
served about 520 something youth. I don't have the
Mm.
exact number,
Okay.
515 youth for a full year-long mentorship curriculum at 15 different schools across the state of California.
Wow.
88% of the students said that the mentorship experience significantly helped them feel like they belong and valued and connected to the school, which is an
Mm.
important indicator towards academic success and reduction of suspension. And so to honor that 88%, we're asking people to donate $88 to our organization
Okay.
to achieve a goal of 8,800 in this month and a half campaign. So that is the link that I shared,
Okay,
and
I'm
I'm
putting
happy
it in
to
the
bring
chat.
it back.
I got it right here in the chat as
Perfect.
well.
And if you don't have $88, it can be $8. If everybody does a little bit, nobody has to do a lot.
Mm.
But I'm happy to shepherd the funds and making sure that it's making intentional impact on the young people's life that we serve across the state of California.
All right. Family, thank you for all the hearts you put in the chat. We appreciate you. Do you have time for questions from the
Yeah,
chat? Okay.
I do.
Okay. Here is a question. Hi, Dana. Dana asks, can anyone or someone link up with you in another state?
Yeah. I guess it depends on what the link up looks like. So if it's again related to consulting, send me an
Start your
email.
project.
We can have
Start
a
your
virtual.
project in another state. It said maybe it could be
Start
nationwide.
our project.
Mm-hmm.
The short answer, one day I actually have a meeting Thursday with a school in New York that wants to bring our organization to the city of New York, upstate New York. I don't know exactly where that's at, never been.
Congratulations.
But we actually went to a conference. We did a presentation on our model. And we had site visits. So we had about 50 people come see our program in action. And one of the leaders from a school in New York contacted me saying, hey, I saw you and I want your program. So once we
Mm.
figure that out, we'll be more open. But right now, we believe slow motion is better than no motion. So we want to make sure we can sustain what we have right now. But I'm definitely open to having conversations if the opportunity fits.
Have you ever heard of Dr. Tyrone Bledsoe? He's from Ohio, where your dad and I are from.
Mm-mm.
He worked, let me see what university. Can't think of the university he's in, but I know it's in Ohio. He created this project called Student African American Brotherhood. Have you heard of SAB?
No, most of you are looking up right now.
Oh, please connect with this brother. He might even be your fraternity brother. I'm not sure. But this is what he
Okay.
looks like. Tyrone Bledsoe, PhD. He is the creator of Student African American Brotherhood, and he has put these projects or this program to help develop and mentor African American males in colleges all across the nation. And that has expanded to high
Wow.
schools, middle schools, etc. So I think it would be a
Okay.
good idea to connect with him, just to, maybe brainstorm or do some work with him. But this young man is phenomenal. I mean, he's an elder. He's about my age. I got to meet him because I actually work with the Student African American Brotherhood, Black Male Initiative, Collegiate 100. In my work, when I was working on my doctoral degree, I helped mentor college age African American males. So he might be a good connect.
Okay.
I think he's an alpha. I'm almost sure he's an alpha.
Okay.
Tyrone Bledsoe.
Okay.
And then
I-
there is a gentleman that participated in Collegiate 100, Christopher Seals. Christopher Seals is an alpha that works at the University of Louisville. Dr. Christopher Seals, who works with African American young men as well. So those are
Okay.
two very prominent figures that I can think of. Errol Wentz used to do that. All these are your fraternity brothers. So that's why
Okay.
I'm mentioning them. Yeah, I've seen
No,
you.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely. People are saying peace, greetings. Thank you for being a pioneer.
I appreciate it.
Inner World says, I'm inspired.
Thank you.
And I put in the chat Better Days Development and Consultation. If you want to consult with Ishmael Pruitt, then please send him an email to betterdayspeakers@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome. Let's see. Then someone says, thank you for the information. I'm needing to start a humanitarian project. I want help, Marlon says. I love this. Okay, we'll make sure you get his email. Look at all these ones in the chat. They are inspired and enjoying this message. I see hearts as well. You all are amazing. Someone's, oh, Brother Wayne, it's good to see you, says, keep up the great work, beloved. Yes. So for those that are just tuning in, can you just give a short recap of what Project Optimism is? Because some people are just coming in from my other social media outlets.
Yeah, Project Optimism is a California-based youth development nonprofit organization focused on providing school-based mentorship services to schools where the students have a low ranking on sense of belonging, high suspension rates, and disconnection from the school. And so our organization comes in and provides social, emotional learning supports throughout the entire school day, working with a targeted group of students who they identify as tier 2 and tier 3. Tier 2 are the students who are kind of on track, but maybe influenced by students that are not on track and more likely to engage in risky behaviors, suspension, fighting, substance use, etc. But we work with those 30 students for an entire school day. But then because we're on a school day, if something comes up, our staff implements restorative justice approaches to support the campus. So if there's a fight and that student's not in the program, we'll still engage with the young person. If a student gets in trouble for ditching or using a substance or being disrespectful to a teacher, before they go to a principal, they will engage with our staff to reduce the likelihood of them losing any instructional time. And so we want to help them, reset them, and get them back in the classroom so they continue their learning journey versus spending 30 minutes to 2 hours in a principal's office.
I love that. I love that. Now I'm looking for your website so that we can show people, because the people in the chat are saying they're inspired and need help starting a foundation or an organization to help humanity and alleviate human suffering. So here is Project Optimism right here.
That's one of the donation pages.
Oh, that's
But
the donation page.
Click the logo top left, it should take you to the home page. If not, I can drop it into the chat.
Okay. Is this it right here? projectoptimism.org. Can you see it on your screen? Oh, nope, that's
right
not.
Now, I still see the donation page.
Okay, then I have it. Let me see. Right. Let me see if this is it. Nope, that's the donation page too.
Yep, that went right to it. I could drop it into the chat. I'm gonna send it directly to you.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank you so much. And I put Tyrone Bledsoe's Facebook page in there as well for you. Okay, awesome. Project Optimism. The young people seem very enthusiastic about this project. I was looking at their personal testimonies on your Facebook page, and it just warms your heart to see how much they appreciate the mentorship.
Yeah, it's something that I take pride in. Oh, there's some videos of the homeless feed. One thing I've done is I have, and not me solely, but our team has researched other mentorship programs to constantly making sure that we have a distinction and we're not duplicating exactly what other orgs are doing, but we also are enhancing the things that are working by other organizations. And so we're still on our journey. I still have a lot that I haven't learned. I'm still figuring out everything every year. But the organization has been on the up and up for the last 10 years. And so we're going to continue to be innovative and creative to meet the needs of our community.
Tell me a little bit about this here, $89,903 in scholarships. That's how much you've raised?
That's how much we've given.
Whoa, that's how much you've given.
That's how much we've given to in scholarships, in donating to other organizations to help their philanthropic efforts. So if we receive a grant and we feel like there's another organization that better suited to support and enhance, we will award them to continue to do their work. Because as an organization, we actually we were able to build our credibility not just by doing good stuff, by other
Mhm.
organizations who, and honestly, that hasn't been updated in a minute,
Mm.
to be honest.
Okay.
For
Okay.
that 839, we did 500 last year alone. So
Right
this
here.
needs to be updated. I mean,
This.
all of it needs to be updated for sure. But that
Mm.
number to the right, at Promise You Serve,
Yeah.
we do 515 in the last fiscal year of youth
Wow.
served directly through mentorship. And that's not including the young people who are served through other areas. So I would venture to say we're upwards in the, I don't know, it's a lot. I gotta do better with data tracking, which is another part of
Mm.
a healthy, sustaining organization. One thing I
Yeah.
learned is data equals dollars. So the more
Mm.
information you have, the more you can advocate for it to sustain your organization.
Mm.
I
Wow.
was gonna say something, but I lost my train of thought.
Should I bring the website back up? Would it help?
Well, no, I think for the website,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I
Okay.
don't know. But yeah, I'll just say that oh, that's what we're talking about. Yes, 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 the scholarships. So again, we not only employ young adults who are on their educational journey, but we also invest into the educational pursuits. And so
Mm.
we want to make sure we can support them whenever we can. So we'll try to find extra funding to be able to give it to students and young people who are pursuing higher education so that they can be well equipped to continue this work in their own lane of their career path. So again, not everyone's going to become a nonprofit CEO. I don't
Right.
recommend it. It's a lot of work, and you don't obviously get to work directly with the people. You're doing a lot of
Mm.
administrative stuff. You're dealing with local government officials and a lot of politics and reading and writing all day. Um, but there are people who, again, they want to build a tech company. They want to create a real estate company where they can give back and create housing for those in need, etc. So whatever we can do to help push people towards their humanitarian projects is what we're going to do. And so we start off with the transition age youth, the 18 to 26-year-old, and empower them.
Does your foundation pay you out of the nonprofit organization?
Oh
Can you
yeah,
pay? Okay.
I work too much. I am a salaried employee. I've been salaried since 2000. And when we got that $1 million contract and I quit my job, I had to look at my wife and I said, we're gonna take a leap of faith. I don't know how we're gonna sustain it. And obviously that doesn't go to me, but I we built it in for myself, my co-founder, and our team to have salaries. So
Mhm.
I am an employee of my nonprofit. So
Okay.
yeah.
That's amazing. Now, what did your wife think when you were like, babe, we're gonna do this? I'm gonna go this nonprofit organization.
The
I'm
good
not
thing is I
clocking
have a
into a 9 to 5.
right, right. It was met with some support and some side eyes for sure. I have a good track record of things I say I'm going to do. I
Yeah,
get done. So she trusted that.
that's great.
We also had just gotten we married yet? I think we had just gotten married. So I
Mm.
think she trusted the trajectory and she knew I had an outlet. If things didn't work out, I would go back to higher education because I was
Mm.
getting positioned to become director and eventually dean of students in higher education. So
Me
it
too.
wasn't it was she wasn't too concerned, but she
Mhm.
actually got inspired to leave her job the next year. And so she created her private practice as a therapist. And she's been doing that alongside me since 2021 or 22. So she has a
Wow.
private practice. I do my nonprofit with my team. And now we have Better Days Development Consulting that we do together to
Mm.
continue to expand our impact and our expertise.
This is very impressive. I am
Yeah.
so very proud of you.
Thank you.
Wow.
Appreciate it.
Wow. You're welcome. You didn't start out, when you had these ideas to help humanity or do philanthropic work, you didn't start out rich. You didn't have a
Yeah.
lot of money. You took a leap of
No,
faith. You just
no, I'm,
started
s- I'm, s-
doing
I'm
it.
still not rich. And I'll probably work about 55 to 60 hours a week.
Mm.
But it's fun. Sometimes it's fun.
Yeah.
The ideas, and when you're ideating and you wake up
Mm.
inspired at 2 o'clock in the morning, you just typing all your thoughts out. And
Yeah.
then, like I said, 4 months later, you see that event and there's a line of 500 kids and they're getting backpacks and school supplies and health resources and free food. It's all
Oh.
worth it at the end. So I'm gonna keep doing this as long as I can.
Hmm.
But I'm happy that God is using me.
Somebody had a question about funding. Let me see if I could find that. And I don't want to keep you too much because you
Okay.
just came from a meeting, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, we're advocating with the Long Beach Unified School District to support Black families more sustainably. So we had a nice little 2-3 hour meeting,
Mm.
and then I jumped into this.
But I noticed that, and thank you so much for taking out
Yeah,
time. You've been very busy, so I appreciate you. I noticed that you work with all different type of children, not necessarily just the Black community. I've noticed from your
sure.
website, all type of
Yeah,
children are benefiting from your mentorship program, and I commend you on that. That's beautiful.
thank you.
You're
No, I
welcome.
appreciate it. I think we all need optimism, hope, and
Mhm.
mentorship. And so I'm
Mhm.
not going to limit it to an ethnic group or identity group. I
Mhm.
think while I do tend to target African Americans and other BIPOC communities, the most important piece is that they are seeing young professional African American people leading the work. And so
Mm.
the mentors, I do target African American young adults to work within our organization
Mhm.
because I need that young person, regardless of their race and ethnicity, to see that there are powerful, influential Black people in the community that are doing work versus the narrative that is often shed light on in our community. So that is where I would double down on and making sure I create space and opportunities for African Americans to develop professionally within our organization. But who's on
Mhm.
the receiving end, I'm definitely flexible because all of our youth need it and can benefit from it.
Yes, thank you so much. Family,
Mhm.
if you are enjoying this conversation and you would like to send him a gift or a donation to him specifically, you may send a Cash App donation to $ ISHPRU2 Pru2 ISHPRU2. Or if you'd like to donate to his organization, I'll put that link in the chat for you and as well in the description section. So let's get back to some questions from
Yeah.
our audience. What is a good website for nonprofit grants? And do you need a grant writer for such applications?
No, you don't need a grant writer. What is
Okay.
a good website? There's a website called Instrumental. I can start there. It's not
Okay.
spelled like instrumental, but if you
Okay.
type in instrumental grants on Google, it'll direct you to it. That's
Mm,
where I would start.
okay.
But depending on where you're at, you actually want to look for local foundations in your city because when
Mm,
you apply for these big organizations grants, you're one of 300, 2,000, 5,000 people
ooh,
applying for it. And
okay.
so when you focus on the local government grants, like your city may have grants, there's
Mhm,
local foundations. So if you're in New York, it might be New York Community Foundation. If you're in
mm,
Louisville, it might be the Louisville Community Foundation, whatever the name of the organization is, or
mhm,
a wealthy family may have a philanthropic um, through line. And
mhm,
on their websites, it'll typically show what their focus areas are. So they might focus on homelessness, domestic violence, families who are impacted by wildfires, cats. You'll be
mm,
surprised. There's just a number of different areas, and then you apply because that aligns with what you're trying to do. And then they have their own processes. Now, what I do is I use AI because why
mm.
not? So you can actually go on AI and you can say, I have a nonprofit in Sacramento, whatever the city it is. I do this. Help me identify a list of foundations that have grants that fit my mission statement. And it
Mm,
will give you a whole bunch of foundations. And then it might give you more. It'll tell you what they focus on, the application deadline, how much they award. It'll spit all that out for you. You probably want to double check all that. You don't want to trust AI completely,
mhm,
but the name of the foundation is where you want to start. Because what I'm also learning, you don't want to apply for a grant just because it's on a website. You actually want to do your due diligence to do research. So our team previously was just writing grants, and we weren't getting them. And we compared the grants that we got cold turkey or the grants that were warm leads, meaning I had a connection with someone, and we had a much higher percentage of getting those grants. So what I would say is if you are applying for a grant, you want to find out the person who works for that foundation and make a connection to them. Email them, find them on LinkedIn and say, hey, let me tell you about what we do. And I
mm,
want to learn about what you all do. And if you have that conversation, then when you apply, now they're familiar and they have a reason to make your application stand out. Because now with artificial intelligence, everybody's a grant writer.
mm,
You can just throw some information into ChatGPT or Clyde, and it's going to spit you out a nice write-up. So that's not going to do anything to just help you stand out as an organization. What's going to help you stand out is the connections you have and the people who sit on your board of governors of your organization who have titles and influence to help establish that credibility.
Will you in your consulting firm also help people look for funding
Yes.
or
Yeah.
direct them to funding?
Yeah. I would say that's the part. I have done when I did grant writing. I don't like grant writing. I'm good at it, but I don't. You're gonna have to pay me a lot of money if you want me to write a grant, respectfully, because it's very time consuming and tedious. But also, you should not rely on someone to tell the story of your own organization. You know why you created it. You know where your heart is, why you're doing it. And so sometimes when you have a grant writer, it can get watered down because they're just trying to translate your passion into words.
Wow.
And so you can start off by, we call it a boilerplate, where you attempt to write the questions yourself. Then you can give that information to someone who might have stronger writing strengths to help enhance it. But I think you should start off by building the foundation of what your organization is doing, why you're doing it, and the impact you make. There's a thing called a logic model that I suggest everybody look into. And the logic model is a framework that helps you see break down how your organization operates. What's the outcomes, long-term, short-term outcomes, and then what did you do to get those outcomes, and what do you need to do it? And if you can build that out, it'll help create a flow chart of how you write grants and how you better explain your organization to somebody else who might be interested in investing and partnering with you.
This is phenomenal. So I looked it up, Logic Models, a Beginner's Guide. Organized visual way to deploy your understanding of the relationship among the resources you have to operate your program, the activities you plan, and the changes or results you hope to achieve. I'll put that in the chat for you, family, on both our LinkedIn group here. So we have people joining us from LinkedIn, as well as I'll put it in the chat for the others on my 2 Facebook pages, and also let's see, Instagram, Rumble, I said YouTube, and LinkedIn. And we'll make sure Twitter gets this there too. Somebody says, please repeat the name of the sites that you listed for grants.
Instrumental is a website. I would start with there. Now there's another site. I think they changed their name to candid.com.
Okay.
Candid.com. It's yellow, I believe. Candid.com is a website where you can look up other organizations and find out who funds them. And that's the game changer. Because if you have a similar mission and you know that they already got money from Coca-Cola and I don't know what companies, I can't find any logos for some reason, but whatever the companies that you are familiar with, if you see that they're funding and they're doing the same thing as you probably want to prioritize them because there's already alignment, especially if they're in the same city or region that you're in. So I would definitely, yes, Candid.
Okay.
I want to say you can get some information without paying for a subscription. But if you have a subscription, you get more access. You can see a nonprofit's $9.90. So as a nonprofit, all of your financial documents are completely transparent. They'll see when you file your taxes, assuming you do it correctly. They'll see how much you pay your executives, directors, how much money is going towards program versus administrative costs, all the different things. But at the bottom, it gives more details about who's funding the work. And that will help tell the story about, how you can learn to partner with that organization to apply again or get some wisdom about their process with applying for that grant. But relationships is the name of the game that I'm learning to sustain your organization, unfortunately, more than the work. I had a mentor tell me, if you have the greatest program in the world, but nobody knows that you have the greatest program in the world, then you don't actually have the greatest program in the world. Wow. And that has shifted my perspective where it's like, I can't put so much effort into just the product. I now have to spend more time making sure people know about the product and what you have to offer. So I would say that to everybody else, create something, but spend a lot of time selling and telling people about what it is and why it's needed. What they call it in a nonprofit space is a case for support document.
Okay.
And case for support document basically breaks down um, why your organization exists and what need it's going to solve. And so if you have that, that'll help again better tell your story. You want to narrow it down to again your community that you're serving. You don't want to just say, I'm gonna serve the world. Well, you're not gonna be able to do that right away. But if you know you're starting with a specific neighborhood, why are you targeting that neighborhood? Is there
Mm,
any statistical data about what's happening? Is there a high sex trafficking in that community? Is there a lot of young girls getting kidnapped in that community? You have to connect everything back to statistical data because that's what the
mm,
funders, if they're gonna give you $20,000, you're not gonna give it to you just because you're pretty and you have a good website. They
mm,
want to know that this is an actual need, that you have done your research and you know that this actual approach is going to work. So
mm,
there's a lot of research that also goes into establishing and sustaining a healthy nonprofit organization. Unless you are already rich and you got
mm.
rich friends, and I'm neither of those. So um, I'm gonna have to do my due diligence.
That's awesome. Sister LaMonica says, Ishmael, thank you for this information.
No problem.
Sister Patricia says the same thing. The audience is very, very appreciative and grateful. Let's see. Finally, if you have any more questions, please let us know in the chat. He's happy to answer your questions.
Yeah,
Brother
well,
Michael, Brother Michael says, big smile, thank you.
no
Who
problem.
else? Unconditional
And
99.
don't worry about sending me nothing on Cash App. Donate to Project Optimism. Whatever y'all put in the Cash App is gonna go to Project Optimism as well.
Okay.
But I really am focused on sustaining this organization. That's the priority right now. So
Mhm.
uh, whether it's $88, $8, anything is helpful.
I'm going to put that in the chat again. Sister Janine, our chat moderator says, Doc, thank you for bringing him to us. This is excellent. You're welcome, sis. Anybody else have questions? Patricia says, I keep getting commercials during this live. I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, no. I hope you can go back and watch it and, you know, fast forward past the
Mhm.
lives. I'm really, really interested in hearing the feedback from our soul tribe here because a lot of people have been talking about humanitarian projects for years, but people just don't know where to start. So
Mhm.
hearing your information is helpful. In fact, Sister Tanika says, yes, this is very educational. I agree, sis. How did you decide what need you would serve? Oh, that's a great question,
That's a
Sister
good
Sherry.
question. Yeah, I
Mhm.
kind of mentioned a little bit earlier, but it connected back to I made it personal.
Mm.
My responsibility, I felt like, was to help my younger self. And so in middle school, I'm not gonna get into a lot of details, but middle school, I think I experienced the biggest transformational experience in
Mm.
my life.
Mm.
Or not the biggest, one of the biggest ones that really just shaped a lot of who I am and how I viewed the world. And
Mhm.
so
Keep talking.
that's
I'm gonna
why I
put
actually,
you. Excuse me. I'll put you on the
okay.
screen, bigger screen. Keep talking.
Okay. But for me, I wanted to focus on how did I support little Ishmael, who was in seventh grade and eighth grade and ninth grade and going through those transitions. And so that's what helped me narrow it down to middle school youth. We serve as the youngest fourth grade up to 12th grade, but we always target middle school opportunities to engage young people. That's an age group that's often neglected. A lot of times, young adults or parents will think my child's in middle school, it's time for them to be independent. Well, that's actually the opposite. In middle school, young people go through the most developmental changes and shifts. Hormonally, psychologically, the brain is developing faster. And when a parent pulls back and is not engaged in the education and feels like they're a young person and ready to go for the world, you're actually setting them up in a disadvantage. And so I wanted to make sure we make sure those supplemental supports are still there, and then we're also supporting the parents by reintegrating and getting them involved with that young person's academic experience. Because after middle school and high school, transparently, a lot of parents are focused on the sports, making sure they're going to the sports practice, making sure they have everything to go to the camps and able to compete. And they're just saying, don't fail. You better get your grades up, all those different things without giving them the tools. And so we wanted to make sure that we can meet that need.
Look at this that I have on right now. You see this?
Oh, with the sweater. Yep, yep.
You sent this to me?
Yeah.
Yes. So tell me about this
Yeah.
sweatshirt.
So one of the things I was talking to y'all about was in a nonprofit space, you also have to think about how to leverage the tax deductions. Because as a nonprofit, when they call it a 501c3, it's just a tax code, but a business is a business. And so having a 501c3 actually puts you in an advantage with your taxes. And so what we decided is how can we generate another source of revenue for our organization? And we just tested out having merch. And so a lot of people want to support us, but they may not want to volunteer. They may not want to work with kids or whatever it is. We can have walking billboards that's pushing the message of positivity in our community. So we invested into the quality of our garments and put that message on there so that when people see it, they inquiring like, well, what does that represent and where'd you get it from? And I want to say there should be a QR code at the bottom of the sweater that directs people to our website. The logo is big on the back, so it helps bring more awareness in spaces that we're not at. And at the end of the day, if people don't donate or support the organization, if people move through their day with more optimism and higher and positive self-expectancy, that's good enough for me. So that is that.
And can people still order this? Less negativity, more optimism. Forgot what you said was
So
on the back.
yeah, the back has the logo on there. So we lead them in roll them out in phases because we actually make them all to order. And so we're still building out our infrastructure. We don't have like a big inventory of 2,000 sweaters in every size. We're just not there yet. So what we do is release our merch on a consistent basis, like I want to say 4 times a year. There should be another one actually coming soon for t-shirts. Same messaging, just different colors, etc. But I encourage everybody to follow us on social media at Project Optimism LA or Project Optimism SAC. So SAC is Sacramento, LA is Los Angeles. But if you look at Project Optimism on Instagram and stay connected, anytime we're going to be dropping our merch, the information will be released there. And it's more of like an exclusive thing. If you know about it, you know about it. And if you don't, good luck. But yes, it's a way just to kind of create a level of a community. So when you see somebody, which is really cool, when I go to Sacramento and I see somebody at the mall with the sweater on, I'm like blown away. I'm like, oh shoot, like that's a random person that I don't know that's wearing our items. And so it's been able to catch some traction, and we're looking to continue to grow it as we grow as an organization.
I'm putting your Instagram in the chat.
Oh yeah.
Yes, and I'll show everybody where you are on Instagram. Your mom says, one very proud mother. I know you are, sis. Oh my gosh.
I appreciate it.
They're saying you're doing great. This is nice. This is amazing. Sister Venus says, thank you, Mr. Pruitt. My purpose is personal as well. So grateful for you.
That's good.
I know
I think that's where the currency is going to come in, is when you make it personal.
Okay.
You do it for yourself. You do it for maybe experience that your mom had, experience that your grandmother, whatever it is, but attach it back to you, because that's where you create the longevity in this work. Because in nonprofit work, you are asking people to help fund your dream and your passion. It's not like you are selling a product per se. It's not like, you have sneakers and you're just trying to duplicate and be the most creative thing. It's not a consumer industry, if you will. So if it's personal, then you can better articulate the passion and why people should believe in the cause that you have. So that's definitely important. So I'm glad you took that away.
Absolutely. Any other questions, family? Let's see. Somebody says it's so different seeing you in a hoodie, Doc. I know, right? I'm usually wearing dresses and everything. Yes, I know. When I get cold, though, this is definitely what I'll be wearing. Your mom put hearts in the chat. All right, sis. I know that's right. Let's see what else. They're saying amen. Oh, they like the color fabric. Thank you, Brother Michael. Yeah,
Brother
what made
Michael.
you choose green?
So our the version that you had was a play on to Long Beach. We were thinking about the sand in the water. And so
Mm.
that's why the white is not necessarily white, it's like more of like a sand color actually.
Yes, yes.
So we were just playing on that idea of the
Okay.
city of Long Beach.
And that's where
And
you're,
so
you're
there was
from.
an inverse of it where the sweater was a sand tan color and then the words were
Mm.
blue. So we had
Oh.
two options and then we had a black one with white. So y'all have to follow us on Instagram if you want to know about it. That's the only way to get that information, the inside scoop. Maybe in about a year we'll be in a place where to live and you can consistently just go and order whenever you want. But this is the way we build our community, by you staying tapped in. Project
And
Optimism LA on Instagram and Project Optimism
mm,
SAC on Instagram.
all right. Any other questions? That's how I found out about the shirts. I saw
Mhm.
it on Instagram. Sherman Thomas is in the house. It's good to see you. So I love to see that we're all shifting towards humanitarianism around the entire world. Absolutely. Absolutely. Any final thoughts on something you want to leave the family, a message you want to leave with people about healing the world, doing
Yeah.
humanitarian work?
I think, shoot, I think a healed person can make a lot of impact. And so I want to encourage people to also work on healing themselves, addressing the traumas as from the younger childhood. Inner child work is very, very important because we're all just grown children at the end of the day with responsibilities and bills and all of that. And so do the work on yourself as well. You'll be more intentional and you can also speak to the transformation and whoever you are serving. And then the last thing is if everybody does a little bit, nobody has to do a lot. And so don't feel like you have to change the world because the world's going to be here for a little bit after you. So figure out what you can do today, tomorrow, this month, and just be proud of that and just keep that consistency. And through that consistency, I think other people would jump on the bandwagon and figure how they can add value to what you're building or create their own version of what they want to build for their community at the end of the day, creating legacy impact. And I see my pops put something in the chat. But yes, yeah, yeah.
Could y'all hear me? I was in the background. Could you hear me when I was saying your pops is in the chat?
I didn't hear you, but I see it. I seen that
Okay.
comment popped up. Yeah.
Yes, his pops is in the chat. If you all recall, we did a show on the importance of men. People were asking me, "Where are all the men?" And my brother Tim Pruitt, his dad, was saying, "Men are everywhere. It's about the lens through which you see the world, and are you healed? Is your inner child here healed?" And that's how you will see the men. And he just gave a bunch of scenarios, and he talked about the importance of men as it relates to community, legacy, and building wealth. So thank you, bruh. I see you in the chat, bruh. I'll give you a call later. Um, Inner World said, "I swear that's the theme I've been seeing all day, healing." Hmm. Yeah, we want to
Hmm.
heal the world. Let's see. This been here before, wise man. And you say you think he's been here before?
Wow. Hungry. I might have.
He may have. Yep, they said this brother's been here before. He's wise. I know that's right. So I know you mentioned it already, but finally, can you tell the family where can they find your work?
Yes, you can find us on the web at projectoptimism.org. Get an update about what we do, what we're about, and who we're impacting. You can contact me directly if you want to learn more about my organization and the work that we're doing. That is Pruitt at projectoptimism.org. That's a work email, so if it's specifically about Project Optimism and you want to support, go that route. If you're saying, "Hey, I want to learn more about how you can support and be a consultant to what you're attempting to build and establish," that's another email. That's betterdayspeakers@gmail.com. The new website is getting in motion. And then if you're like, "Hey, I just want to learn more about Project Optimism and see what y'all got going on a day-to-day basis," I strongly encourage everyone to go to Instagram. We have TikTok and Facebook, but Instagram is the most active, and that's Project Optimism LA or Project Optimism SAC. And that is where you will see all the things we're doing in our community, the events, the impact, the testimonies from family, children, the school stakeholders, and to learn how you can get the sweater, because I think that's what y'all want, right? So
Yep.
stay tapped in on our Instagram. And then ask me personally. So I am doing, I'm trying to do better with just sharing more information. People always say that I'm wise and I know a lot. And I guess in this age of social media, I think I can put some content out there to inspire people and provide clarity. And so I do make videos from time to time, just sharing more about my wisdom and my personal journey. I want people to learn from what I experience in the world, not so much what I've learned from education. And so, Ishmael D. Pruitt on Instagram. And yeah, stay connected.
Sister Janine wants to know, wouldn't that give the government opportunity to tell you what you can and cannot do if you have a 501c3?
Technically, no. But if you have if you have any entity, then that thought process would apply to you having an LLC or S corp, because taxes and they're gonna be in your business. So if you want to apply that theory, then it technically applies to any business entity, and then you can just, I guess, be rogue and take direct cash, which there's a philosophy on that. I have talked to people about who want to be off the radar and in a hand-to-hand exchange and independence and keeping everything separate from the government. I'm not the expert with that. I'm going to make the resources that exist work for me, and I'll just follow the rules. And if it's a little bit harder, it is what it is. Um, but on the other side of it is, when you get government contracts, that is where things get a little bit more tricky, because they have specific reporting requirements where they want to know exactly how you're spending the money, and they're going to audit you. And if you don't pass the audit, they'll ask for the money back and other types of consequences. So if that's what you're getting at, yes, I do agree that there is a level of oversight, but unfortunately, that's just the nature of the business. What the government is supposed to be doing is they're also informing the contracts based on the need in that community. So if there's a need for homelessness services, or right now in the city of Long Beach, we have a lot of gang violence and youth who are justice involved. So they're coming out with grants and contracts to address that issue. So as an organization, I can decide, do I want to take on that contract or not? And then they will have an expectation for me to deliver it a very specific way within the framework in which my organization operates. But that's really my decision if I want to take it. But government grants typically are the ones with the most commas. So sometimes it's worth it, sometimes it's not. You have to think about the sustainability of your organization. Foundation grants usually don't have nearly as much reporting requirements and restrictions. Typically, a foundation was like, we trust what you're doing. We're going to interview you and give you the bread. A government contract is going to say, this is what we need, and we're going to make sure you do what we said we need you to do. But again, it's really up to the size of your organization and what you have the capacity to manage.
Phenomenal. You know, I was just talking to, hold on 1 minute, your cousin, Dex the economist of the Soul Tribe family. Dexter, I'm going to bring Dexter on to talk about the economy sometime later on. In fact, Dexter will be here Saturday morning at 10 to talk to you all about what's going on in the economy. But he said he's on live watching right now. I told him to put something in the comment section. He's watching you.
That's good.
Yes. So you have a lot of family members watching. But I was telling one of my children the other day that I do at times do what I can do to work outside of the government oversight. But what I was telling I think it was my daughter the other day, I said, I can say that following certain principles has made me a better person. You know, you hear people say that education is not necessary, and it's true. You can get a skill, you can make it in the world. But my personal journey going through the educational process to get a PhD has benefited me and made me a sharper, better person. Even though I don't like the credit system, working through the credit system has taught me how to be more responsible. and accountable with my money, how to budget, how to pay things on time. So there are certain things, even though I don't like government oversight, certain things that when I apply myself and I look at it through a different lens, I can see that it's made me a very well-adjusted, well-structured, well-disciplined person, honestly.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
I agree with that. It teaches you critical thinking and just being thorough and organized. And a lot of that actually translates into other areas of my life and in business. So the other things that I'm doing that's not connected to the government, I have that level of structure and intentionality in everything I do. And shout out to my dad, because I think he helped put that in me as well.
You have what did he put in you? Oh, structure and discipline.
And structure, yeah,
Yes,
a little bit,
I
a
say
little
all
too
the
much.
time. A little too much. Your dad was military though, right?
Yeah.
Yes. And I was telling my children the other day, that's one thing about men is that men bring structure and order and discipline. And the mom typically brings the nurturing side. And together, it's just phenomenal how we shape powerful, amazing human beings
Hmm.
like you.
Yeah.
Like you.
Yeah.
Dex
100%.
says, great to see you doing your thing, cuz.
Oh man, my dog.
Dex, I sent you a link in case you wanted to say something. But yeah, thanks for commenting, Dex. You'll be on soon. It's Saturday to talk about the economy and also to talk about whole life insurance and how you can use that to build and accumulate wealth.
Oh, I got whole life too. So
You do?
I support that. I
Hmm.
support that.
You support that. Anything you want to say about that before we close out?
I'm not an expert, so I don't get me lying.
Okay.
But there is an option for you to make the investment that makes sense for your family. And I think sometimes people think you got to put hundreds of dollars in it every month. I think I put like 50 or something like that. Whatever you can do to make sure you're setting your family up for success. And my dad actually set that up for me back in the day. So shout out to him for making that decision. But it's something like you got to spend a whole bunch of money. And some people think that it's like insurance where you put money into it, and then if you don't use it, it's lost. There's other policies called term life,
Okay.
something like that, where it is like a period of time where you're paying, and if you don't pass on, then it doesn't go anywhere. But whole life actually has that benefit to you become like a bank that you can borrow from for your benefit long term. So I won't get into the details because my competency starts there. I just know I got it. So I encourage people to do it, especially if you have children. I think you are being irresponsible if you have a child and you don't have life insurance policy. That's what I would say.
Because what I've noticed is that if you don't have it, a lot of people then when their loved one passes, then they're kind of like at a crunch, like at the last minute, doing GoFundMe's, trying to raise up money, and it can be stressful at that time. Yeah. Trying to raise money for your family. So we've been on for a little over an hour. You are a husband, a father, a CEO, anything else, anything you do in your spare time?
Honestly, I've been trying to get back into it, to be honest. I've put a lot of time into fatherhood, husbandhood, that's the thing. On my family, I would say, and then this nonprofit organization. Outside of this, I'm typically mentoring. I have a lot of mentees that will come to me. We go grab something to eat, do something. I just like to pour into them. And then after that, I'm chilling. I'm trying to get my time back and reset and replenish. But I am trying to get more into other hobbies that don't have to do with serving, whether it's my family or community. So that's an area of growth for me. Haven't figured that out yet. Maybe it's athletics. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I'm content where I am, and I know where I'm headed. So I'm okay with the sacrifice right now.
I am about to go ahead and send you a donation while it's on my brain because I have so much going on that sometimes I forget. So I'm going to be an example of what I speak on, but I'm going to send it to your Cash App. That way, whatever you want to do with it, you can. Anybody interested in following what I'm doing, some of you have already donated. You can send a Cash App to $Ishpru, $ISHPRU2. What are you saying?
No, I'm just saying, I think that'll be good. I appreciate you for modeling it.
Yeah, of
Like I mentioned
course.
before, all the funds that do come to that Cash App will be going to Project Optimism
Okay.
um, directly. So if you
Mm.
put your name and if you want to put your email into the messaging, I forget how you can do that.
Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
actually log you into our donation platform, so you will be a registered donor,
Mm.
and you can get that tax deduction as well. So
Oh,
I'm not here to make any money. I'm here to make impact. And
okay.
if y'all are inspired to continue on your philanthropic journeys, that's a win for me. If you donate to Project Optimism, that's two wins. But yeah, I'm here just to support Auntie and the community that she's built. So
Mm.
yeah,
So let me see. And yeah, did you say auntie?
yeah,
Y'all used to call me. You remember what y'all used to call me when you were
yeah,
younger?
Auntie Boom Boom.
Auntie Boom Boom. So I'm trying to, every time I do this, okay, where do I go? Okay. Typically I give to the same people, so it's already in here.
Oh,
They're
okay.
saying awesome. And that Brother Tony wants to know, are you from SAC?
I guess technically, I mean, there's a city outside of Sacramento, but for the sake of geographics, yes, I would say I'm from the Sacramento area. I lived around California, closer to the Bay Area specifically, but I went to Sacramento State. I graduated from there and lived there for about 3 years after, before locating to Sacramento. I mean, locating to Southern California.
Mm.
But yeah, Sacramento Kings fan. If that matters to anybody, I am still repping despite all the ugly, but I'm loyal to the soil.
I used to love to go to the games with your dad. I loved it.
Mhm.
See if you got that donation that I sent you. Family, if you want to donate, it is $ Ishpru2, $ISHPRU2.
Oh, hey now, say
Hey,
now.
hey now, hey
Hey,
now.
it happened. She not lying, y'all. Um, yeah. I don't like asking for help and donations, but yeah, I'm gonna ask if y'all can donate $8 to Project Optimism. That would be A1 barbecue sauce.
Mhm.
Um, through Cash App or directly through the link. Um, if you put in the chip, if you can't find the link, let us know. We can give it to you directly. Um, but we had 88% of our 515 students
Mm.
demonstrate significant impact in their social, emotional, and sense of belonging on campus and feeling more connected. And
Mm.
that data tells us that when a student's connected to a campus, they're more likely to perform academically, less likely to engage in behaviors that lead to suspension. At the end of the day, that's what we're aiming for through our mentorship program. So in honor of that, if you want to donate $8, $88, $880, if you know somebody. Um, and honestly, if your company, if you work for an employer who does any philanthropic efforts or looking to do sponsorships, let me know. Because that is one of the things that we're actually focusing on is building partnerships with corporations so that their employees could give to something that's meaningful and has integrity behind the expenses.
Um, Tony said Yuba City is where he's from. The Beale Air
Oh, I'm
Force
familiar.
Base. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Well, okay, this has been impactful. If you got
Cool.
any donations and you want to shout out anybody, please feel free
Let
to
me
do
see.
that.
Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. We got Myra Ruthford. Shout
All
out to
right.
Myra. We got
Thank you.
Sharon. Thank you,
Yes.
Sharon. Um, what's this? Oh, Charlotte Lightner. Excuse me
All
if I butchered your name, but shout out to Charlotte. Shout out to last name Lockhart
right.
in June Nesland Lockhart. The fabulous Dr. Kia Pruitt.
Oh,
Brother Dexter Lattimore,
all right.
Tam Law. I appreciate y'all. This is good.
Mm,
This is good,
mm.
y'all. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Auntie, for
You're
bringing me into
welcome.
your community. I'm
Absolutely.
definitely willing to come back if people have more specific questions.
Yes.
I can tailor I won't call it a presentation, but I can tailor my talk around specific questions that help people, not just for philanthropy, but entrepreneurship, because it's one
Ooh,
and the same.
okay.
And I consider myself a social impact entrepreneur. So I've been able to start different business models to make impact, both for profit and nonprofit.
There's quite a few people in the chat say that you remind them of my grandson, Amin Ra, Sarah's son.
Okay.
You look alike. Yeah, they do.
That's a handsome person right there.
Yes, yes. So this has been amazing, nephew. I am so very proud of you. You know,
Thank you.
um,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Like I said, you're a very competent young man. And even though you didn't, I don't think intentionally follow my footsteps, I take some credit for you going into higher education, even though I
Thank you.
shouldn't.
Thank you.
Uh,
Thank you.
I'll take it.
Directly or indirectly, whatever it was,
You
like
know,
I said, I appreciate the journey and everybody that's poured into me. And
yeah.
again, that's why I go back to mentorship, because
Mm,
a lot of times we're planting seeds and we don't know how they're going to bloom 1 year, 20 years, 15 years later. And so sometimes I get kids who follow me on social media and say,
mm,
dang, I remember back in 2012 or whatever the year is, you came to my school and you did X, Y, and Z. And
yeah.
so it just keeps to remind me the impact that I make in the young people's lives.
Speaking of young people, I just want to go out with this. I just love the testimonies I've seen on your Facebook page. Here's one right here. Let me go ahead and show this.
My name is Shafet Wafa. I'm in 7th grade and I'm in Project Optimism. I decided to join Project Optimism because I thought it could help me, and it really did help me make a lot more friends. I would suggest this program to other schools because I know there's a lot of kids out like me before I joined the program. Project Optimism can help them feel welcome into the community. A moment that stuck with me in Palms was the mentors gave out letters to everybody. It made me feel special because I've never got like Christmas letter in my life. If I could tell the mentors how much it means to me, I would say thank you very much for all of this.
So you
Right.
send Christmas letters to your young
Yeah,
people?
so at this point, we have a curriculum and I let my young people, our staff, tailor it to the students that they work with in the neighborhoods
Mm,
that they're in.
mm,
So sometimes I don't even know what they got going because there's
mm,
15 school sites operating at the same time, and I can't go to all of them or any of them at one time. So,
mm.
um, yeah, I just see the videos like y'all sometimes,
Wow.
and the testimonies just
Hi,
because
I'm Ava,
it's
and I'm
fun.
in
I'm
sixth
sorry. I'm
grade.
sorry. Here's one last one. I just love it. And then I'm gonna let you go. Hold on, family.
Okay.
Sixth grade. I
Hold on.
joined Project.
Uh-oh. Come on, baby.
Hi, I'm Ava, and I'm in sixth grade. I joined Project Optimism because it's really fun, and you get to learn how to be kind to other people, even when people aren't being kind to you. This program has helped me because it's giving me mentors who would walk me through it.
Beautiful. 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 I just love it. And again, you can follow him on Facebook, family. That is Project Optimism. Is that all that it says on Facebook is Project Optimism? Let me
Yeah,
see.
Project Optimism.
What is it again?
It's just Project Optimism on Facebook.
Okay. Patricia says, I will hire you as soon as I can.
Let me know.
Ariel says, well done. This is a way to inspire the youth. Who else get these final comments? Clock It TV says, wow, I love seeing our young men take leadership roles in their community. This is awesome. Tony loves it. Thank you, Tony. Our chat moderator says, send a Cash App gift to Ishmael Pruitt $2 $ISH is PRU2. Beautiful show today. Thank you, Living the Now. Your mom said, I love this. This was powerful and very informative. Keep pushing, son. Trust God and trust the process. Thank you too, sis. What she say for having him on the show. You're welcome, sister. Cash App,
Thank you, everybody.
ISPRU Pruitt. They said much salute to you brother. All right, King. It was such
All
a
right.
pleasure having you on the show.
I
We're
appreciate
going
it.
to go on out of here. Tell the Soul Tribe, thank y'all for joining. We appreciate you. Thank you, Ishmael, for
All right,
taking your
y'all.
time out to be here. And I look forward to you coming back, definitely.
Yes.
And
Okay.
definitely. And let us know about that website for the consultation, because I know people are going to be interested in that.
Okay. Most definitely. Love you. Take care, everybody.
You too. Take care, family.
Bye.
We'll see you soon. We'll go out with our outro. I know he has other things to do. He's so busy, family. But thank you for your time. Thank you for being here and asking your questions and sending your comments, family. You all are amazing. Inner World, you are more than welcome. Yes, Pamela did her thing with her son, didn't she? Clock It TV. Yes. Sister Pam is my sister-in-law, and Tim is my brother. They are phenomenal parents. I'm glad my sister was able to catch this. Thanks, sis. I don't know if I've not seen you much in the chat before. I've seen you on Facebook, so you do follow the show. Thank you, sister, for joining us. Thank you, family. You all are amazing. As he said, we don't have to wait to be rich, to be philanthropic, or to be a humanitarian, family. We can do what we can do now. So we'll go out with the outro music, but I'll be in the background, family, listening to you or reading your comments, and I will answer them if I need to. Remember, on Saturday at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Dex Lattimore, the economist of the Soul Tribe, will be on to talk about whole life insurance and how you can use that to generate and accumulate wealth. You're welcome, sis. Hugs back to you. Oh, Brother Keith said, Dr. Kia, you are the best. Thank you. It's my great pleasure being a part of the Soul Tribe. Thank you all for having me on. Chief Mac in the house, he says, greetings, Dr. Kia and Soul Tribe. Chief Mac, I know you went live on your show, but I had already scheduled my show here at 5, and I saw you were going live as well. So I apologize for that, Chief. I'm not sure what you talked about. I think you wanted to talk about a bank story on your show, and you probably did. I don't know if you have any thoughts that you want to share with the Soul Tribe here on the channel, but if you do, Chief, we sent you a link. Just let us know. You're always welcome to chime in. Family, you all are so amazing. You're not live. Oh, okay. I thought you're live. You were live. Sister Angela said that was so nice. I really like that. Lots of love. You're welcome. Brother Keith says, you always provide wisdom and guidance. Thank you. You know, it is I would say, my responsibility and my great joy to help us reestablish our family. You know, I'm really pushing for us to make our families whole if they're not, and to cultivate them if they're already whole, and to nourish them, support our families. Because in order for us to have a healthy community, we have to have a healthy family. And it will start with you and me being healthy and whole. So on our channel, although we speak about geopolitics, geopolitical news, global finances, or global economics, we use that information to inform us so that we can accumulate wealth and pass it on to our posterity and leave a legacy for our children. So thank you all so much for appreciating the work that I do. You know, I wouldn't be relevant. Chief Mac, here's the link if you want to say something. If it wasn't for you all, I wouldn't be relevant. I really wouldn't be. I know that my job is to raise the vibrations of the family, the human family, and to help liberate humanity. And part of that is sharing information and wisdom so that we can accumulate wealth, not just for ourselves, but for our posterity, meaning our future generations, and for the whole globe. But a part of that is creating humanitarian projects, philanthropic projects. But you don't have to wait to be rich to do that. You can do it right now. In fact, I think one of the things I was thinking about as my nephew was talking was creating a project to help people that are addicted to drugs, because my dad was addicted to drugs and I was ashamed of that for many years. But like he said, the humanitarian project you do can be very personal. And I thought, why be ashamed when I can just use his struggles to overcome drugs to help inform me so that I can help the whole world that's struggling with drugs? Because, you know, with all of these drugs that's been leaking in our country, they've been all over the world influencing our loved ones and impacting our loved ones. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use my personal experience to help my dad, even though he has transitioned on, by helping others. All right, family. Having said that, we have Chief Mac is in the house. So let's bring him on. Chief Mac. How you doing, Chief? Welcome. It's good to see you. Welcome. Can you hear me, Chief? I don't think he can hear me. I can't hear you, Chief. You're breaking up, dear.
You can't hear me?
You're breaking
I'll go
up?
out and come back in. Oh, can you hear me?
Okay, dear. Yes, I can
Can you
hear
hear
you
me?
now. Yes, I can hear you.
Great.
I can hear you.
Great. Greetings again, soul family. We're getting really close.
Greetings.
I want to say I'm supposed to be on Orisha Stone at 8 Eastern time.
Okay, good. Okay. 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern
Yeah, at
time.
8 Eastern time. Yes. Yes.
I can't hear you. Say it again,
Other
Chief.
than that, I've been busy. Yeah, I'm supposed to be on Orisha Stone at 8 p.m. Eastern time.
Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah, I think I see it. I see. Let me see if I can find it. Orisha Stone, Chief Talk, featuring Chief Mac. Let me put that in the chat for the Soul Tribe. Here it is, 8 o'clock p.m. So that's in, that's in an hour. So let me give me something to eat so I can be on and watch it. Here it is, Soul Tribe. You'll be on the Orisha Stone show. Here's Orisha Stone's channel, and you'll see Chief Mac there. Click on the link. I'll put it in the description section for you all. They're saying, hey, Chief Mac.
Greetings, guys. How you doing? We're getting close, guys. There are miracles happening.
I don't know why I thought I saw somewhere you said you might be on today at 5. Did I see that today?
I don't think so.
Oh, I thought I saw somewhere you said you had a bank story. That might have been an old video I saw.
It could be
Okay.
something old.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Well, anything you want to add to the conversation? My nephew Ishmael was talking about creating humanitarian projects and how you don't have to be rich to do that. You can actually help people now.
True. I mean, everybody's a ministry in a foundation, an organization, and their God. And so religion talk people out of that. It makes you think that something's great that is outside of you. When you find out this about yourself, then everything outside of you will change in your favor.
Absolutely.
When you find out who you are and the inside, the more you come into terms of who you are.
Oh, he's breaking up. Clock It TV say that's going to be a good show with Orisha Stone and Chief Mac. Can't wait. I dropped that link in the chat too, family.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah, but I'm saying the more you find out who you are inside and the power that you possess inside, how powerful the words that you speak that come out your mouth, and not allow people to treat you anything less than what you know you are, then you can start manifesting anything powerful to come into fruition in your life by the words you speak.
Come on, Chief.
It starts with you. If you see a person online that angry, that talking about other people, then they don't have enough inside of them. Because once you have enough inside of you, nobody else's business is important to you. When you find out inside, when you know that you have wealth that belongs to you, and how to tap into it is by finding the masterpiece of you and stop being nosy and stop being hateful and envious and jealousy of people. You know, when you find thought you got, if you found that, if you knew that you had a, if you knew that you had $1 billion that was waiting on you, and it was predicated on you minding your damn business, what would you do? I knew that. I knew that I had $1 billion waiting on me, and for me to access it, I had to pass a piece of me and don't worry about nobody else shipping my.
You breaking up a little bit,
Guess what?
Chief.
I'm getting my $1 billion. Yeah, I said, and guess what? I'm gonna get my $1 billion.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna get it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Well, all right, Chief. Anything else you want to say? I want to as soon as we finish here, I'm going to go ahead and grab something to eat because I definitely want to make that show. I'm going to make that show with you and Arisha Stone. You've been out here doing the work, Chief, spreading them that good information.
Yeah. No weapon formed against the righteous shall prosper. And the answer, great Mama Spirit, would take place. Anybody that's speaking wicked and negative and lies in your name, they would cause the immense amount of favor and overflow to happen in your life. So that's the opposite of what they said, and make them show them that the fools that they are. So guys, move intentionally. What people got to say about you don't mean nothing, as long as you don't believe it. As long as you don't. Keep on moving intentionally. Keep on moving power. Keep on moving, understanding, positivity, love, and honor right there. And watch what happens with you. Watch. I'm excited about life.
Yes, sir. We are excited about life. Like you said, go ahead. You said move with intentions. I love that. Oh, speaking of moving with intentions, Arisha Stone is our personal jeweler. He's created something for you. He created something for me and Sister Janine, our chat moderator, as well as other people. His motto is wear your intentions. So he creates jewelry. Go ahead. What'd you say, Chief?
Yeah. I'm going to get some pieces. I'm getting some personal pieces made from him. I just love it because I believe it's important to try.
Yes, yes.
I believe helping us grow, not talk about it and being hateful, trying to destroy people. I love, because when you give, I found out when I give with the true intentions in my heart, it comes back. Even if the people that you're giving to took your help and tried to steal it from you, talk about you, that people who turn against you and betray you will cause you to get an immense amount of overflow. It's the people that betray you, your righteous heart, your righteous doing. When these people betray you and try to become you, then the ancestors by default, you are going to get an immense amount of overflow. So hold on to that, guys. The people that betrayed you, talked about you, really took your help and kindness and took for weakness, you are going to get in such an amount of wealth and inheritance, you're going to leave them baffled. They won't be able to handle it. I'm telling you. Just keep on doing and moving with intentions.
Move with intention. You have a certain couple people in the chat. Sister Venus says she sent $75 Cash App for the Cash App for the consultation fee. Can't wait to speak to you, Chief. It's an honor.
I got about 10 people, 10 to 12 people that I'll give some of you guys. I'm going to call after I get off with Arisha Stone.
Okay.
I'm excited because people are starting to wake up. People see a righteous man, a righteous sister, and people know honest heart when they hear talk of faithful brothers, when they hear, and people are making moves. People are getting in contact with me. People don't want to. Time to be listening to somebody talk about people and ridicule people. People want remedy. People want to stop working this job, Robert P. to pay Paul.
Absolutely.
To save their family and themselves. And talking about somebody and dog somebody out and lying to somebody, it's not helping people. That's why people who are doing that, they know where to be found.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, thank you, Sister Janine says, thank you, Doc. We love you so much. I love you too, Sister Janine. Millard says, yes, sir. Speak it. Speak it. So you, 8 o'clock, is it going to be 8 o'clock our time or your time?
No, it's your time. It's like Eastern time.
Eastern time. That's in about an hour, less than an hour, Chief.
Yes, less than an hour. So I'm about to get stationary and go ahead and give the people what they need so they can make some right there in the 11th hour. There are people that's going to hear this. I've talked to so many people who said, Chief, I've been listening to you and Dr. Kia for the past 2 months. Brother, I heard you say get some foreign currency, and I got some foreign currency. I'm like, good, man, good. I'm happy about that. Do you realize the amount of the ancestors are proud of me and you and the people who are doing the work like we're doing? They're proud.
Yes, yes. Absolutely. We're doing the work we were called to do. And we're so grateful that the Soul Tribe is open to hearing the information that we share. Thank you, Soul Tribe. Thank you. All right, Chief, I know you said you got to go. You're going to get something to eat before you do your live at 8 with Orisha Stone?
I've got my 1 million. I'm good.
Okay. Family, make sure you subscribe to Chief Mac's YouTube channel. Just type in Chief Mac. And also make sure you subscribe to Orisha Stone. His show is ORISH. That's the first name. And Stone, STONE, right here, because Chief Mac will be on that show this evening. And Orisha Stone is an amazing jeweler. He creates jewelries with stone, precious metals, minerals, rare earth minerals, and not only jewelry, but he also creates artifacts. So make sure you subscribe to his channel. We'll bring him back on as well. I've had him on my show many times. He can develop or design jewelry for you, but they're going to have Chief Talk today in less than an hour at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I put that link in the chat. I'll do it again right now for you all. Put it with my Instagram family, and then for you all here. And also, family, if you get a chance, look at my video I did earlier today. Do it later. It's about how we know that the economy is about to seriously collapse. And I told everybody that watched the show, Japan just had a huge earthquake, allegedly. And in that earthquake article, I can see comms or coded messages saying that Japan's economy was about to collapse. 2 days before that earthquake happened, Peter Schiff, who is an economist, actually reported that that Japan was on the verge of collapse, that the yen had taken, their currency had taken a serious dip. And he said, if Japan's economy collapses, it will impact America. So what I did is I looked up that article and I saw that in fact, Japan's economy was collapsing. And then that was 3 days ago. And then 3 days later, they do things in 3 days later, we get news that they had an earthquake. The reason why Japan's economy will impact the United States is because Japan and United States work very closely together. And I also highlighted that they hold the most amount of United States debt. Once they drop the United States Treasury bond, the debt, and stop buying up their bonds, that's going to collapse the United States Incorporated economy. And I showed you all articles that supported my claim. So pay attention to what's going on, family. Somebody said, I wonder if we should purchase some yen. I mean, why not? Look and see what type of resources back Japan. We'll talk about that in a private group in a couple of days. I'll do some research for you in the world and see what's going on with the yen. But that's the breaking news, that Japan's economy is on the verge of collapse. And I'm telling you, as an investigative journalist, that's going to lead to a collapse of the United States Incorporated collapsing. Not America, but the United States Incorporated. Segment Fire Goddess says, all I'm seeing now is 88888. Wow. And 8 is the number of abundance and prosperity. All right, Chief. I'm done. You want to say anything, Chief? No? Okay. All right. I love you, Soul Tribe. That was Chief Mac. You heard from my nephew, Ishmael Pruitt, earlier today. If you want to send him a gift, it's not too late. You can send it to ishpru2, $ISHPRU2. He talked to us about humanitarian projects, nonprofit organizations, what it means to be a philanthropist and how you can get started. Send him a cash app if you want to donate to him at $ISHPRU2. He is the founder and CEO of Project Optimism, a project that mentors young people of all ages. This project is very, very important to him, very dear to his heart. But it started off as an organization that just wanted to feed the homeless. He didn't have a foundation or organization, grants, anything. He just started feeding people. He saw there was a need, and he went around and he fulfilled the need. He got some of his friends together and fraternity brothers, because he was in college, and said, hey, Sacramento, where he went to college and where he was raised, has a high rate of homelessness. So these homeless people, he said, don't have food to eat. Let's feed them. And they just started feeding them. And then people started donating. Walmart and those other big organizations started helping him to find a way to feed the people. Isn't that beautiful? I'm trying to find Project Sandman for you. So that led to him evolving and doing other things once he started feeding the people. Here is his organization here, Project Optimism, where opportunity meets change. You can also reach out to him. All this information will be in the chat for consultations if you want him to consult with you on how to start your own foundation, family, or nonprofit organization. He will help guide you through that process, help you find grants and other monies, help you throughout the whole process. Although that's not the bulk of the work that he does. He does work mostly actually mentoring the young men. So I'm gonna get out of here, family. That was Ishmael Pruitt you heard of earlier today, giving us a beautiful podcast about humanitarian work. You also heard from Chief Mack just a few minutes ago, and I'm Dr. Kia Pruitt. Sister Janine, our moderator, is in the chat. Wants to know about any good news. I'll report on that. The family said they enjoyed this program. Clock It TV says, as always, this was a wonderful session of meeting of the same minds with the same goal of being free mentally, spiritually, and financially. Much love, chat. Stay safe and be at your best always. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Soul Tribe. We're going to go out with the outro music, and remember, go and please support Orisha Stone and listen to him today as he interviews Chief Mack. They're going to just have Chief talk, probably about how to live in a private, how to create a trust and protect your family and your assets. And I'm sure they'll talk about other things, family. And if you donated to the Dr. Kia Pruitt Show, if you sent me a Cash App, thank you so much. I will shout you out. Let's see, I'll do it right now. I have a little bit of time before we get ready. I have to eat dinner, and then I'm going to make Orisha Stone's show. Let's see. Thank you, Chief Mack. Chief Mack sent me a gift. Sister Elizabeth sent me a Cash App. Sister Charlotte sent me something, and Sister Cheryl. So thank you, family. I'm Dr. Kia Pruitt. I hope I've said something to raise your vibrations and inspire you to create the most amazing, magnificent life that you desire and deserve. Bye-bye, Soul Tribe. Freedom now in the comment section, family, because we are commanding our freedom, our sovereignty, our prosperity, and our global. See you at 8 on Orisha Stone Show.
Soul Tribe rising, hear a call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia lights the way to a new and brighter day.
Bye-bye, Soul Tribe. See you at 8 o'clock p.m. on Orisha Stone Show, where he will be interviewing our chief of the Soul Tribe, Chief Mac. Remember, contact Orisha Stone at your earliest convenience if you would like to order jewelry. He does customized personal jewelry. You can do it based on your zodiac sign, based on your purpose, based on your intentions. So please subscribe to his channel. I'm so grateful for you all. Our brother Keith says, watching you inspire me to buy silver and foreign currency. I love that so much. If you are interested in buying silver or gold, you may contact my affiliate, Miles Franklin Precious Metals Company. You can reach them by calling them or sending an email. Here it is right now. Their telephone number is 952 929 7006. That is 952 929 7006. Or you can send an email to info@milesfranklin.com and let them know that Dr. Kia Pruitt referred you so you can get the best prices in the industry. I'll put that up one more time for you. That's 952 929 7006 or info@milesfranklin.com. And let them know that Dr. Kia Pruitt referred you so you can get the best prices in the industry. Family, things are vamping up. The economy is in a free fall, and it looks like the United States Incorporated is collapsing. We know they're insolvent, and we also know that they are not lawful, which is why the Supreme Court of the United States overturned the Chevron doctrine in June 2024 and stated that they were unconstitutional and unlawful. Therefore, all 447 organizations attached to the United States Incorporated must be dismantled. This is why in July, the following month of 2024, the Supreme Court of the United States stated that all state-sponsored banks can operate independently from the Federal Reserve central banking system and create their own charter. And state-sponsored banks can issue out their own gold-backed currency. This is how we know that states are taking their sovereignty back and our republic, our lawful government, is being restored. If you follow the news, you'll also know. If you follow independent journalist news like what we do over here on the Dr. Kia Pruitt Show, you will note, and you can fact check this, 45 states have repealed taxes from the sales of precious metals. 45 United States saying we reject taxing metals is a huge leap, because what they're saying is we agree with the Constitution for our lawful republic that money can't be taxed. United States Incorporated was taxing gold and silver and saying that it was a commodity or a collectible and not real money. They were saying gold and silver were a relic. They were taking us off of the gold standard. But now states are taking their power back, family. And they have literally stated no more taxing silver and gold. And they rejected central bank digital currency, CBDCs. This should let you know that even though the United States Incorporated is collapsing and the economy is in a free fall and the stock market will likely collapse, and now that all countries, including Japan, who holds the largest amount of United States debt, all these countries are dropping United States Treasury bonds, saying they're rejecting the debt that they have bought from the United States. When that happens, many of them already dropped the bonds. But once Japan does this officially, the United States Incorporated is in a free fall. The whole economy could collapse. So get you some silver and gold or some gold backs, family, and arm yourself. Get you some food, some supplies, whatever you need. Get some cash out of the bank, because I've said this was going to happen and many people agree that it's already happening. You may go to the bank and it may not have any money in the teller machine, or you may not be able to access the ATM, or the teller might say, we can't give you any money right now, or online banking doesn't work. And they might say it's down for maintenance, scheduled maintenance. But what do you do if you really need the money, or if it lasts over several hours or several days? We don't want anybody to be worried or panic. Be ahead of the game. Be proactive. Go ahead and get you some cash out the bank if that is your value. You were just looking up that currency. Yes, thank you. If that is your value, go ahead and get you some currency out, some dollars. And watch the Dr. Kia Pruitt show, and we'll keep you updated. I love you, family. I'm going to get something to eat because I want to catch that Orisha Stone show. Orisha Stone and I have grown to become good friends. I met him through Chief Pontiac, also known as Chief Rod Hayes. Shout out to Chief Rod Hayes, Chief Pontiac. You can find him on Facebook, and we have several interviews that we did with Chief Pontiac, also known as Chief Rod Hayes. He introduced me to Orisha Stone and the young elder, both who have been on my show. So you're going to see Chief Mac on that show, Orisha Stone Show, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I love you, family. Peace. Good night. See you at 8 o'clock p.m. on the Orisha Stone Show.